Right, in this video we're going to be looking at how landforms change along the River Tees. So it's a great example for us because it has lots of landforms on it that we've studied, and then it's got loads of management as well of flooding. So just to sort of give you the bigger picture, the River Tees is up in northeast England. Starts up at Crossfell and ends up out in the north, going into the North Sea between Hartlepool and Redcar, next to Middlesbrough. Okay, so if we just sort of zoom in, you can see there we've got upland areas here, okay, where the river starts, and then major settlements along it like Middleton in Teesdale, Barnard Castle, Darlington. We've got Yarm down here as well, and then we've got Stockton, Hartlepool, Middlesbrough, and Redcar on the southern banks of the River Tees. Your book has this map in it which shows you the elevations. Basically the brown areas 300 meters, over 300 meters. These areas are sort of the middle reaches, and these areas are the lower reaches. So we'll take a look at a lot of the different features along it. All of these areas are reservoirs, which are they're areas that store water and hold water back. So you've got plenty of flood prevention measures even in the upper valley, big reservoirs that store water for drinking and so on, but that also store water to prevent flooding. Now the River Tees starts up at Crossfell. That's the highest point, close to the source of the River Tees, and you can see there on the image there's lots of snow on there. It's an upland area, so in the winter you will get lots of snowfall, and when that snow melts, that will add lots of volume to the Tees. The Tees has lots of V-shaped valleys. Okay, you can see one there. So in the upper reaches we've got vertical erosion, like most classic British rivers. So that does give us that classic V-shaped valley and interlocking spurs. A little bit further down we have high force waterfall. Okay, that's a huge waterfall near Middleton in Teesdale. It's an area of outstanding natural beauty, and it plunges 70 feet. It's got two separate waterfalls that might be flowing at they only both flow at high flow. Okay, and then just downstream of that you've got the actual gorge as well. Okay, let's just get that up. Okay, and then further down, if we follow the path of the river all the way down, okay, in the middle reaches we've got meanders. Okay, so you can see those there. We'll switch to satellite view. So you can clearly see there within there, close to Darlington, we've got some meanders. Okay, and then at Croft-on-Tees, you can see there we've got a levee and a floodplain. So we've got that embankment next to the river created by deposition. Further along, if we just zoom in, okay, you can see here we've got a neck of land in between a meandering river. Okay, the Sockburn meander. I don't know why that photograph's not working. Sorry about that. So we've got the Sockburn meander. So that's potentially an oxbow lake in the making. Okay, and then if we go a little bit further across, we've got Teesside International Airport, built on the flat land of the floodplain. This town here is Yarm. Okay, and Yarm has got lots of flood defences. It's got flood walls and so on that are designed to try and prevent Yarm from flooding. A little bit further on before we get to Stockton, okay, we've got a floodplain area just near Preston Park. Okay, and then these areas up here, just before we get to the mouth, we've got the Tees Barrage, which blocks the tidal water coming back up beyond that point on the River Tees, so it keeps the water level high in Stockton. Okay, maintains that water level, and it also maintains the water quality. And then just downstream from there, this straightened section, that is the Mandale Loop, and actually the river used to meander in this section of the floodplain, and engineers straightened it out so it was more navigable for ships to get upstream. Down near the estuary of the River Tees, when it reaches the sea, we have got an area of reclaimed land. So you can see here on the image, all of that there would have been marshland and wetland, but it's been reclaimed from the sea. It's been drained and is now used for heavy industry. So you've got petrochemical works down there. This is the old site of British Steel here. You've got Tees docks as well. You know, also see there's lots of mud flats and sediment deposits where that fine material from upstream has been ground down and then deposited. And then finally, that's Teesmouth estuary there, where you can see that's where the river enters the sea. So the River Tees, lots of different features from source all the way to mouth. So you're going to explore that within this lesson. Your objectives and outcomes are there, but the overall objective is to have an annotated map with named features marking on and how those are created. So like we said, it's located in northeast England, about 137 kilometres long from its source in Crossfell in the Pennine Hills to the North Sea. Okay, you can describe the location in your sheets, and then there's an excellent old video, and it is very old, starring Elliot Brown, so you can have a look at that. You can watch that through. It's about 15 minutes long, and then you can fill in your sheets in your booklets. Okay, there's a little bit of extra information on the different landforms, so you can have a look at those. Okay, and that's the task as well. The video plays, and when you look at the Google map, can you add things about the River Tees from source to mouth, some details, how these landforms are created, and you know, you could add extra stuff on how humans have interfered with that river basin. So there's some helpful answers there on the next slide. And then to review, you can just think about those two questions. To what extent does the River Tees represent a typical river basin? And then how has mankind interfered with the River Tees basin? So that's your two sort of review questions. If you can answer those, you've understood the topic. The second bit of review would be to look at this image of the River Tees. Can you pick out a bit of geography, particularly river geography, in each square, and a bit of human geography? And then we'll just finish up with a dad joke. Okay, a criminal jumped into the river in Cairo. Local police say he's in denial. Enjoy the rest of your lesson.